Buddy, here we go again with the JC and Bo Show. I'm JC Knight.
And I'm Bo. And I got the Bo Show glow going on, ladies and gentlemen.
Your hair looks really nice.
My hair is amazing. I'm growing it out. Look at there.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Woo! Like a Ric Flair.
It's looking real good.
There's a reason I wear a hat.
You want to show them?
Buddy, no. Well, I could. See, it grows out of the top. So if it does, I could take it off, grow it out a little bit.
You ever seen
me and Bo could be like Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. Today's
You know
show
what?
is sponsored by the letters FU and the number 7. And the real magic happens. We go through our tour on the drill field, and then we check into the 2nd Marine Division, and I got my orders changed from going to 3-2 to 3-6.
Now, I am standing outside of Kilo Company, 3rd Battalion, 6th Marines. I'm putting a dip in, and I see Staff Sergeant Knight walking down the road. And his alpha's looking tight. I could tell he was a drill instructor from a long ways away because he was tight, And I knew it was JC. And I said, JC, what are you doing? He said, Gunny, I'm checking in. I said, you stand right here. Don't talk to no fucking body.
So he runs inside. He does his magic. Now, I can hear all this because the window's open. He tells the CO, he says, hey, you need to let go of that 1st platoon sergeant.
I said you need to fire him.
Well, you did. And you said your new 1st platoon sergeant standing outside. And he goes, well, Gunny, if you say so. And Bo says, hey, stay right here. The CO's good with it. I'm going to go up. I'm telling the sergeant major that you're coming to Kilo Company. I said, okay. So a couple minutes later, he comes back down from the command deck, and he says, JC, when you go upstairs, you're going to tell the sergeant major that you want to go to Kilo Company. So brand new staff sergeant. I roll right upstairs. I'm like, good afternoon, Sergeant Major. Staff Sergeant Knight reporting his order. I want to go to Kilo Company. Well, Staff Sergeant, as a matter of fact, I got a home for you in Kilo Company. And to think that I picked that moment in time to wear my alphas to go check in at 1400, and Bo was outside putting a dip in. And
you think that changed your life. It changed my life, too.
Well,
yeah. Changed my life, too.
Right. And,
all right. So,
and look, we had 2 months before we had to ship off to war, so we didn't get a lot of time with our guys, and we inherited a lot of guys that needed a lot of help, and I think both of us were like, okay, we're hats, but, that hat's going to go on the wall, right? I'm going to take the good from what I did there,
right.
but I'm here now because we know what's at stake.
Well, they were scared. They thought, oh, here comes these 2 drill instructors.
Right.
But what we did, we were infantrymen before we were drill instructors.
Were
we not?
We are. And, I share this story with everybody. There can be no division, right? There can be no second guessing at a moment of truth. So I had to build trust with those guys. And yelling and screaming and being a cocksucker, they'd already been through all that. They didn't need that.
Yeah.
They needed leadership. And I'm grateful that my guys accepted me, and I'm grateful that Bo is too. But I'm telling you right now, we went and we fought with those guys. And in Afghanistan, that's where we really became buddies, right?
Well, what our boys knew, not just me and you, but what our boys knew is our yes meant yes and our no meant no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? But, yeah, that's how me and JC got really close. I mean, we were close, but, but when we were under fire together, there's nothing like that.
There's these other moments in time, right? I got told I had to leave the company, but our battalion commander swooped in and he said, no, you're going to stay. So we got to go to Iraq together again as a gunny and a staff sergeant. And, then there was, not shortly after we got into Iraq, I got thrown off of an Amtrak. The kid he wrecked.
I remember one time we were in Iraq, JC, because JC was a staff sergeant, but he would literally go on patrol every once in a while with a squad or 2, right? He didn't have to. He's a platoon sergeant. But he would do that out of leadership. I remember him outside the fob one day. The sun was coming down, and they got into some shit. Boom, boom, boom. I could hear it. I could see rounds flying over the fucking fob. So I run to the COC. I'm the company gunny. I'm like, what the fuck's going on out there? And then I realized JC was out there because I could hear JC on the radio. JC was calling for a loom and all kinds of shit. I said, everybody shut the fuck up. JC's out there. He's got this. He's calling for a loom. He knows what he's doing.
And, I think about that time, I realized he was like my big brother. He always had my back. He always looked out for me. And probably gave me that little confidence boost that I actually knew what the fuck I was doing, right?
The best advice I told you was be humble.
But know you're the shit.
But know you're the shit.
And
I said, if you can be humble but know you're the shit, and you can figure that out,
right,
then you're amazing.
But We got back from Iraq. He got orders. I went over to Weapons Company and did another deployment with a sniper platoon to Fallujah. But at that point we never served together again. But the lessons and the
But he showed up at my retirement.
Yeah, and you showed up at mine.
You goddamn right.
And I think the common ground of he always had my back, always had hidden. I can firmly say this: I'm not sitting here without him, and
I'm not sitting here without him.
So grateful for that, right?
Well, I got guaranteed I'm not sitting here without him. Because when I was in an ambush in Afghanistan, he came to my rescue and killed the bad guys when they had me pinned the fuck down.
Yeah. I've had my ass chewed more times than I can count as a Marine. But the only time I ever got, like, an ass chewing.
One time I had to yell at JC.
It mattered. I was a young staff sergeant. It was it was probably our first fight over there.
It was a first firefight.
And I know a thing or two about machine guns.
Because he's an 0331 machine gun.
And one of our Mark 19s, which is an automatic grenade launcher, was down. I've got 3 NCOs over there fiddling with a gun. Well, me and the
3 machine gunners.
Being a machine gun guy, right?
But let me explain it. He used to be a machine gunner. Right. Now he has a whole platoon with machine guns attached to him.
My nature told me to go get the gun up.
Right, and that ain't a bad thing. That was my job to tell you.
But I've got 45 guys, right? And Bo grabs me and says, hey, this isn't your job anymore. Go fight your boys. And
I snatched him up. I said, this ain't your fucking job anymore. Fix the fucking gun, boys. And I said, go fight your fucking platoon. Did I not?
Yeah. So.
And he disappeared into the darkness. Yeah. And them kids got the gun up right away. You know? I remember you sitting down, messing with that fucking gun. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Staff Sergeant?
Right.
But that's how we do things. I guaranteed if he was the gunny and I was the 0331, he'd have done the same fucking thing to me. I guarantee it.
Right. And you know, our 3 years together in combat and doing all that, man.
Those were the 3 years, buddy.
Right.
That was, you know, you could take all the other years and all the other shit we've done.
Yep.
Those fucking 3 years right there, that was a culminating point in my time in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
That meant everything.
Yeah. And you know, it's interesting. Now, we'll go to Camp Lejeune or we'll be around Marines, and there'll be a guy that I taught something to that I learned from him, and it's really cool. It's like not only is that my DNA on that gunny or that master sergeant or that major or lieutenant colonel, it's his too, right? You always pay it forward. So, you know, and here we are 21 years removed from the mountains of Afghanistan. And
we're the only profession in the world where you pay it fucking forward and you teach. Because if you don't teach it right, people die.
Yeah. Yep. So
you guys,
grateful for it, man. Right, and you know, then he retires. We stay in touch. We hang out, and then I retire, and here we are in West Virginia, man. I mean, what a fucking blessing, right? I mean, this is fucking cool, man. And we just try to shine the light on stuff, and grateful to be alive and grateful to have a platform to do that.
And we'll be thankful tomorrow morning for our sponsors at Deer Park Water and
Goody's Headache Powders.
Goody's Headache Powders.
Well, you guys have faced so much fear, overcome so much fear. Firefights in the dark, patrols.
Well, hold on. You don't understand. We were never scared, man.
Well, I wasn't calling you scared.
We just had to fucking do our jobs, man. Right?
This is my thing. When you hold back, it hurts a hell of a lot worse.
We just had to fucking do our jobs, man, because we had the boys depending on us. I was a gunner. He was a staff sergeant, man. We had to do the right thing.
Yeah.
We had lieutenants, you know, that needed us.
Yeah, no, I wasn't for a second trying to presume either one of you was scared. I just was saying maybe
look, man,
to open it up
do simple things well, and luck favors the prepared. Now, I will tell you, after some bad shit happened, I'd go, God damn it, how do we just make it out of that? But in the moment when you don't have, you know.
All right, so what's your question?
Well, I was just going to ask you guys if there's a takeaway for life. Because there's young people that watch this, right? People who's still trying to make their way, and they are never going to have a life. I mean, I'm one of them. I'm never going to have a life experience as you have.
I can only tell somebody what you can take away. Enjoy every moment and try to do the fucking right thing.
I will tell you this.
Life is too short. Do the right goddamn thing, and good things will come to you.
Be a good judge of character. Surround yourself with winners. right? Don't be afraid to be the slowest runner in a group of fast runners. Don't be afraid to be the worst shot in a group of great shooters. Don't be afraid to be the worst leader in a group of great leaders, because guess what? All of them are going to raise your game. The older I get, the most valuable asset I have in my life is my time. And I don't spend time with people that don't raise me up and don't make me better. If you suck, don't come around me, because I got nothing for you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm hanging out in a winner's circle.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't say that better. I'm going to tell you right now, that's a quote right there. That's a JC Knack quote. The only thing I'd say is, fuck, fight, or hold the light. Make a decision.
I second that. Fuck, fight, or hold the light. A man has to make his way in this world. Well, I don't want to go away from home, or I don't want to do this. Guess what? Pain retains, and you may have to go find yourself.
Pain retains.
You might have to go find yourself to the yellow footprints. You might have to go on a journey that's going to take some grit, some determination. But guess what? That's what hardens you and makes you better. That's what helps you grow, right? So don't be afraid to say, well, guess what? If I don't have fertile soil here, I'm going to where I do. And I'm going to go down there. I'm going to make my mark. And if the Spirit moves me to come back home, then I'm prepared to do that, because I've been armed through my struggles, my trials, my tribulations to survive.
And you didn't ever think of yourself as a victim.
Never thought of myself as and if you're out there listening and you're 18 to 22, or even if you're a little late to the game and you're in your late 20s, nobody's coming to save you.
No,
right? You've got to get up with on your own 2 feet, and you've got to grind, right? And it ain't going to be comfortable, but do that, because nobody owes you. Nobody owes you.
I'll tell you what, when I was a drill instructor, I had a recruit tell me, sir, I'm a victim. I'm a product of my environment. I said, well, guess what environment you're now? I said, now you're in my environment. Now I'm going to hold you accountable. You're not going to lie. You're not going to cheat. You're not going to blame shit on anybody else. You're going to man up, and you're going to fucking do your fucking job. And guess what? He became a Marine.
You know, what people tell you on this and what people tell you in passing, the reality is life doesn't care. Life doesn't care. You better be ready for it, right? You better have contingency plan on top of contingency plan to make it through and grind. And over time, if you're prepared and you're prepared for whatever shit sandwich comes your way, you eat it, you grow from it, and you keep growing, you keep getting better, you keep getting stronger. Before you know it, everything just waters off a duck's back. And
and not only that, JC, but if you're a good person and you work fucking hard and you do the right thing, there are people that are going to recognize that and see you, and they are going to help you because they know that you're worth it.
Right. And we think about the trades around here, and I'd be lying if I didn't say I don't worry about our youth. And when I say youth, young men and women, 18 to 22.
Utes?
The two Utes.
The Utes.
How many contractors and people in the trade industries, plumbers, electricians, can't find 18 or 22-year-old kids to work, right? Nobody wants to put in no fucking sweat equity.
Why? You know what? And it's hereditary. They're like, why should I go to work when I could have money off the government? Because their parents did it.
Right.
And their grandparents did it. So it's hereditary. They're like, why do I need to go work? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and if I could offer something else to youth, and I seen this, everywhere I go. Used to be you'd see four guys, 4 18-year-olds, 4 22-year-olds, right, all hanging out, coming up with plans, solving problems, getting in fights together. Our guys don't do that anymore.
No, remember, I told you this. I think I told this on one podcast. You know what the problem with today's youth is? You don't see them anymore with a cast on their fucking arm or leg.
Yeah.
Because they don't do shit.
Yeah.
And hell, back when we were growing up, like 1 out of every 5 kids had a cast on their fucking arm because they went out and they did shit. They raised hell. Yeah. They jumped out of trees. They built ramps. They worked hard. They did their shit. Now they're inside. They're on their fucking email and their text messages. And
so what's a good way to reverse all this? Because it just feels like our society's getting further and further away from reality. Like between the phones and the internet and how much time people are spending in front of screens.
What? I don't have the magic wand to fix all that. The only thing I can tell you is this. If somebody hears this and says, God damn it, that's me or that's my kids, look inside and start fixing yourself and fixing your own home. Fix your household. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think something again, we're trying to stay away from the Marine Corps and the military, but we always come back to that because that's part of our DNA. Is we learned this from a very young age: individual, team, squad, platoon, company. If all I can do is by starting, and all I can do in the beginning is take care of myself, my weapon, my gear, and my body.
Yeah.
That's a building block. From there, once I'm able to do that, hey, Sergeant Bodette's going to make me a team leader. Now I have 4 guys. Now I got a squad. That's 12. Platoons, 40.
JC,
Companies,
man.
120. But
You hit it right
But-
on the
but-
right on the nose.
individual, team, squad, platoon, company. Now,
But JC, they need to act individually, but act.
think individually, but act collectively.
There you go.
Right? Right?
In the words of who?
The immortal enforcer Arn Anderson. Absolutely true. But here's the problem with all that, right? Individual, team, squad, platoon, company. The great poet, the enforcer Arn Anderson, a member of the Four Horsemen, said, "What you got in front of you is you got 4 guys that think individually and act collectively. And because of that, we've got all the gold." So essentially what I think he's trying to say is working together as a team.
Because we come from a culture where nobody gives you a goddamn thing.
You're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to
You
earn
have
it.
to earn it. And that's what pisses me off, JC, is we got sergeant majors, we got all these fucking goddamn career. See, I hate to say the word career. And you know why.
Right.
Because careerists make decisions based upon their career,
And improving their career.
not based upon whether it's a right or wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
So I never like to say I was in a career. I say my time in the Marine Corps.
Yep.
Okay? But I got higher rank. Hell, I was only a first sergeant. Okay? And I have these sergeant majors. I have so much higher rank than me that are so fucking have missed the boat on this, man. You didn't become a sergeant major or a first sergeant or a gunnery sergeant by being a pussy. You earned it.